Welcome back to Get Better, Not Better. I'm your host, Carmen Caruso. Today, I would like to talk to you about narcissistic recovery. And in that, I would like to discuss those triggers, meaning after you've gone through narcissistic abuse, you sustain some devastating experiences. It's a pretty fair way to say it. So, in those devastating experiences, you can be triggered, meaning you could be around other people and somebody could say or do something and it can trigger a memory. For instance, let's say your ex-spouse used to abuse you physically as well as emotionally in his narcissistic rage, and you would lock yourself in the bathroom and climb out the bathroom window while he's pounding down the door. So you could be in the bathroom and your new husband, who is nothing like your narc husband comes up and starts talking to you, and perhaps you're having a debate. Not even a fight, you're just having a friendly little debate. But something in his voice triggers a memory, and it takes you spinning back into that old memory that's back in your files, comes right out, and you're there. He doesn't, your new husband's like, what the hell's going on, because he doesn't know. He didn't live it, but you did. But obviously, hopefully, your new husband has awareness of your PTSD or post-traumatic stress from your experiences with your former spouse, so he can help you calm down. But that is a trigger, and we have to, as survivors of narcissistic abuse, we have to be prepared for what to do when those triggers hit, because they don't say, hey, coming on up, I'm a trigger, I'm coming, I'll be there at 5 o'clock, be ready. That's not how they work. No, they just boom. Hello, I'm here. I have had some pretty interesting experiences with that as well. I had actually something happen with a coworker, and she would just had this way of a former coworker had this way of putting me into triggering me from my childhood, and it was just awful. And I initially it was okay. I was able to get myself back into a good place, but towards the end of working with this person, not as I look back, it's not a surprise, was an overt narcissist herself. So it kind of makes sense. I think at one point in my life, I felt like I'm the fruit and the narcs are the flies, and they're all surrounding me. But that's not the case. They're out there. They come in all shapes and sizes. They wear all sorts of masks, and it's really hard to tell if you're working with one or not. But it happens. So anyway, in this case, this particular coworker of mine, a supervisor, was an overt narc, and she just knew how to tap into those triggers. And me not knowing that she was a narc at the time, I would speak freely about my history and my recovery, and that's the kind of stuff that they like to sink their teeth into, because they can use it to exploit you and to pull whatever strings they need to pull to get whatever they want from you. So in the process, they're getting their feed off of you, and you sometimes don't even know it. And at the time, I didn't know it. However, my focus of the video is to discuss those triggers. This is super important, because this is a mistake that I had made in the past. Once I had gone no contact with my mother and only low contact with my ex-husband because we do share a child, I feel I had disabled myself in a way. in how I dealt with them. And when I say them, I mean the narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, the dark triad. So because I had made sure that I stayed away from the abusers in my life, I stopped practicing how to be, proactive and guarding and being defensive or offensive and keeping myself safe from them. I was like, oh, I'm free. I don't have to worry about them because they're out of my life. Well, hey, Carmen, there are more than just your mom and your ex-husband out there. There's a lot of them. I believe one statistic I heard was that there's 1 in 5. 1 out of every 5 people is a narc or a psychopath or a sociopath. That's kind of sad. Anyway, so they're out there. Well, that's the point. They're out there, and how I feel I had disabled myself was that I had not continued in my journey in preparing myself to safeguard against those future encounters, because there will be. And this is something that, while experiencing what I experienced with this coworker was harsh and hurtful, because it always is. Come on, we're dealing with narcs. It's never going to be fun. The afterword of it, which is what the universe is so very good at doing, is it's going to bring that lesson around and around and around again until you learn it all. And that's what I feel like this really was. It was the universe just saying, hey, lady, you haven't learned everything that you needed to learn in this, part of your journey. So I'm going to bring it back one more time. Hopefully you're going to go ahead and get it. Anyway, so what I took away from this was that, hey, I still need to be practicing my safeguarding against these people, against future encounters, so I can teach my son, because he needs to be aware of those things, so I can pass my wisdom on to other people, so I can help you, which I believe is another reason why I had to experience it. So I took something that was meant to be really hurtful and destructive, that this person meant to tear me down with, because that's what they want to do, is to destroy you, because they, in a way, they maybe want to be you. You're real. I'm real. Anyway, so it was meant to be hurtful and destructive. I decided to take it. And in the moment, it's hard. I'm not lying. It's hard. I wanted to kill her for a little while, but not really. Anyway, I was seriously very hurt. But I took it and I thought, okay, you're going to go ahead and lean into these feelings. You're going to feel everything that you need to feel. You're going to acknowledge yourself. And you're going to let yourself feel and be bitter for a minute. But you're not going to unpack. You're not going to stay there. You're going to take this and you're going to use it for something good. You're going to take and undo the evil, because they are what evil looks like. And you're going to take it and you're going to do it something beautiful with it. And I have, and I am in the process of. I believe it's an ongoing journey. It's not just something that, hey, I got it, I'm done, lesson over. This is a lifelong practice. Lifelong practice. When you can accept that, because that was sometimes not easy to accept, you want to be done and over with, and it's not. It's just like life. Life's a journey. That's the beautiful part of it. Once you get to the destination, you're done. So enjoy the journey, because that's where it's all at. So that's what I'm choosing to do with this. So it made me more aware of what my triggers are and how I need to safeguard and enable myself instead of disable myself in that regard. So if you've experienced narcissistic abuse and you are grappling with all these feelings, because there's so much. There's depression, you get lethargic. I don't know about you, but there have been times in the past, like I was just so depressed, I just stayed in bed. I have no desire to get up and to go out and to do anything, to be part of a community, because it can be devastating. It can be so hurtful. And because you are not dead inside, because you are a compassionate, kind, loving, beautiful human being, you feel these things and you feel them deeply. And I just want you to know that that's normal. And that's okay to feel them. And it's okay to continue on being kind and loving and compassionate and a decent human being that does not rob others of their joy or try to destroy them. It is a complete reflection upon them, not you, not me. It's a reflection on them. Sometimes as survivors, we can take on and wear the responsibility and hold that responsibility on our shoulders, and it's okay to lift it off and give it back to the offender because it doesn't belong to us. It doesn't, and it's okay to give it back. So in your journey in recovery and in healing, take a look at what your triggers are, become more aware of them, and how to safeguard yourself that works for you to better protect yourself and those around you, your children, maybe your parents, whomever, other friends, other survivors like me and you. Hey, we belong to the same family. Whatever it is, but learn your triggers and learn how to safeguard and learn how to bring yourself back to a calm place, because it will serve you well for the duration of your life and in your journey. And just think, who's out there waiting to learn from you? See, there's always something good, always, if you want it to be. So, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you tuning in. Please leave a comment down below. Click the like button if it helped you. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell button to notify you for future episodes. So thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. And remember, you can get better, not bitter, and thrive. Bye-bye.